Good morning. Today is Christmas Eve and I'm going to go through our new camper. It's a Class C, and I wanted to talk about kind of the history we've had with campers and how we ended up with what we got and why, and give you a tour and take you guys along with some of the trips that we're taking. I just turned on the heat in here because it's probably about 12 degrees here in Illinois. So when my wife and I were younger, I'm 45 now. When we were younger, we started out tent camping when we were dating, and we loved it. We had it all set up so that we could just, load these Tupperware bins, and we would go tent camping almost every weekend. And we were going so often, it was like, it's kind of a pain in the butt to set up the tent, load up all this stuff, load up all these Tupperware bins. And we thought, if we got a pop-up camper, that would be cool because we could leave stuff in there. All the Tupperware stuff could just stay in there instead of the trunk of my car that I had at the time. And so we bought a pop-up camper, and we loved it. We went pop-up camping still almost every weekend during the warmer months. And then that became kind of a pain in the butt. Cranking it up, we didn't have an electric crank, and then loading up the food every time and popping it up and then taking it all down. It was a long, kind of laborious process. So we had that for about 2 years, and then we sold that and we bought our first travel trailer. It was a travel trailer. It was a Chateau. It was a small one. And it was a hybrid, so on each side of it there were canvas tents that would pop out, and we liked that. And now that was even easier because we would just get somewhere and all we'd have to do is pop out one side, and then we were good to go. We were still camping all the time, and in bad weather, those pop outs with the canvas sides, they would get wet, and you'd have to come home, open it up, dry it out. We were doing that. We were camping in any kind of weather, and it was kind of a pain in the butt, and we kind of outgrew that. We had 2 dogs, and so we bought a bigger travel trailer, and this one was, I think, 26 feet now. And we really enjoyed that for about 3 or 4 years. Or maybe even longer, maybe close to 5 years we had that. And then now we decided we wanted something that we could drive, because we have 2 kids now, and the 2 kids we didn't drive the Chateau that much because it was so long, and we bought a privately owned campground spot, and also put a park model on it, so we have like a cabin on that too. And we kept the Chateau because we wanted the option to go to national parks and drive around and things like that, but it was so big that it was just it was a pain in the butt to maneuver it. So we weren't taking the trips we wanted to take, and that's what led us to this Class C. That's 24 feet. This is a Thor Chateau 22B, and we can get this almost anywhere. We've rented Class Cs before that were around the size, and we can maneuver them. We can park on city streets, and if the spot's big enough, in parking lots, we can back into a spot and hang over the curb or onto a grassy area a little bit. It's super easy to drive. It backs up like a car. It's got rear view cameras, everything like that, and I'll go into that as well. So that's where we ended up. That's just a very quick explanation of how we ended up with this camper. And I'll give you a tour here and talk about it a little bit and tell you about what we like about it, and we'll go from there. So this is the 22B Chateau. It's got an E350 Ford engine. It's a 10-cylinder. It's got a automatic awning, and underneath the black top of the awning there, it's got a LED light. It's kind of a blue light. It's pretty cool looking. You have some storage here. It's probably about 2 feet deep. You have two sockets here. Plug in. This is the back of the refrigerator, where there's access, and then here's your furnace exhaust there. Around the back you have your bumper, which is also your storage for your drain tube for emptying the black and gray tanks. You got a hitch that you can tow a toad with, or pull along a car or whatever you want. A bike rack. Nice ladder that goes up so you can access the roof. And then here you have a slide out that's for the bedroom. And in here you have more storage. Right now we just have some camping chairs, some fishing poles or stabilizer blocks, the hose for the fresh water, tackle box, and this is where we'll probably put luggage and stuff, so it's not sitting around inside the camper as we're driving. There's the gas tank, outdoor shower. That's kind of nice, so when you're done flushing out your black water and gray water tank, you can rinse stuff off. Freshwater connection for the potable water. City water connection. Got your TV, cable TV hookup if your campground has that. In here is the generator. It's locked again. Let me open it. It's an Onan QG4000. See the information on it there. It's not super quiet, I'll tell you that. But unless you're parking in a residential area, and I guess that doesn't really matter. If you're in a campground and you're not right next to someone, that doesn't matter. But if you're right next to someone, you want to be considerate and maybe not run the thing right next to someone. And then in here we have, then here we have our propane system, where you fill it and you can turn off the valve and service it here. And in here, of course, like standard on all RVs and travel trailers and stuff, you have your hot water heater. And I have to turn this off because my fingers aren't working. Alright, back inside. It is brutally cold, so I got the heat cranking in here. So here's above the driver's bunk, or driver's seat, and the passenger seat, you got a bunk. And this here lifts up, and you can put it back there, and then the ladder stows on top of that. You have a window there behind the pillows, you have a fan there, and then you have a TV here that is on an arm, and it swings. Swings out so that once it's out like this, you can watch the TV from here. If you're laying up here, I've done it with the kids, they can lay there and watch at this angle. So you could have two people up there, kids, watching, and then two people here watching. So 4 people can really kind of watch there. Comes with this curtain here that goes around the front windshield and the side windshield to give you privacy. And I'll take that down in a little bit here and show you what the cab looks like there. There was no good place to put remotes, so at Target I bought this little back of the chair organizer for kids, and I just throw the remotes in there. Fire extinguisher here. Here you have all your readouts to check. Here's to start your generator hours, your gas, how much gas you have, your battery charge, your freshwater tank, black water and gray water. And then here's your tank heaters. It comes with tank heaters for black and gray, which is really nice since we live in a colder climate here. Your water pump, your LP gas heater, and your electric gas heater. So you can put those both on and get a little quicker recharge of your water heat. The bed here, these cushions go across and the table drops down so you can make an extra bed. It's a decent sized bed, one adult or two kids. There are speakers under here that run through to the TV, and up here you have two USB charging ports. Up here we have storage. I have reflectix that I cut out for the two front windows, side windows, and the front windshield to keep cold out, and for privacy if I don't want to put up the curtain. But this is where we keep some, cleaning supplies, a broom, a headlight, games for the kids and stuff are in there. And it's, we're not fully packed in here, so there's still more room in there. In here, this mirror here has a nice big storage space with hangers. That's kind of cool because the bedroom back here, you come through and this opens from here, and you have a pass through here. So you can access it from either side. So if someone was sleeping and you wanted to get your bag out or some clothes out, you can get it out through here. These cup holders built into the table. It's kind of nice because the kids can put a jar in there with their pencils and coloring stuff, which they like to use while we're driving. To make the kitchen area a little bit bigger, this folds up so you have a little more prep room for food. Underneath here you have more lights. You have more storage above the sink. Underneath the sink you have some storage. This little area just opens that far. You put a sponge and the soap in there. And you have, this opens just a little bit again because of the hardware for the piping for the sink underneath. And then down here these open more fully. You have a microwave with some storage above. I put the bathroom towels in here, but you can get a convection microwave. This one isn't, but you can get one, and then it makes up for the fact that ours doesn't have an oven. The ovens are small, and we didn't use ours very much in our last one. So we have the storage instead, which is kind of nice. There's a lot of storage here where the oven would have taken up. And then you have a 3-burner stove. It's prep. You can use it for prep when you're not using it, and then when you're ready to use it, it folds up and you have a 3-burner stove. The stove works by turning this on and then turning that switch to pop it, to spark it. There's your heater. That's the only heater in. Oh, that feels good. That's the only heater in here, but since it is small, it really does the job. This room gets nice and toasty warm, and above the bunk gets warm just from that small heater. Here's the fridge, nice size fridge, and your freezer. We do have another fan right above us here for cooking. If you're making bacon, it starts to smoke in here a little bit, you can use that. And here's the bathroom. It's got a nice little sink, a medicine chest here. You can put, your shampoos, your toothbrush, things like that. We haven't really organized it very well yet, but then you got your shower, which is a decent sized shower. It's pretty comfortable. I can stand in it without you know, worrying about hitting my head, anything like that. And then the toilet is, of course, you know, you got the pedal, push it down a little bit to fill it with water, then you do your business, and then you press it all the way to flush it. Here you do have some more storage in here. So we'll store, you know, breads, soups, things like that, stuff that we need to help for cooking. And then kind of the master bedroom, storage underneath, above the beds. Pretty decent sized storage. We put a lot of stuff in there. And you got 3 windows, one here, here and here, and then another TV. You also have a fan. Then here we have the slide out control light, and this is your main furnace area, you know, thermostat. And then for the summer, there's your air conditioning unit, and we tested it out, and it blows pretty hard on the high setting. We also have down here under the table a CO2 or a, you know, a smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector, as well as an outlet plug. So that's about it. I mean, it's small, which is exactly what we wanted. It's easy to maneuver. That's about it for the inside here of the living area. And I'll take down the curtain there and then show you the driver's area. So here's the driver's area. This is the kind of the smart display. It's got Bluetooth, so you can attach it to your phone. It's got your reverse lights, or camera. Also has your side cameras. So when you, on both sides, when you go to turn, you can turn on the turn signal, and it'll show you what's on the sides of you. And I'll see if it'll work while I'm parked in the driveway here. Turn it on. And this you can play the music through here, through the speakers in the living area of the RV as well. So if you want to look at the backup camera, rear camera here, it'll show you what's behind you there. And then, say I was turning, just turned on the right turn signal. It shows you my vehicle out of the side there. If I look on, turn on the left turn signal, it shows you what's on the other side, which is really cool. You also have an HDMI connection here, which plugs into your phone so that you can sync your phone with this, and it'll mirror the screen. You have a USB charger here, and here you have your rear view mirror heater. And other than that, it's pretty standard here in terms of the cab. And back up so you can see what it looks like from a distance. If you're sitting here, the rear view mirror there, you can see it's kind of nice when I'm driving. I can look through the rear view mirror, and I can keep track of the kids, what they're doing sitting here at the table. The one thing about this table is the seat belts. In some states require seat belts, and most of them require seat belts for kids under the age of, like, I don't know, 12 or so. But the seat belts are only on this side of the table. There are no seat belts on this side. So when I'm driving, I always have the kids have their seat belts on, unless they're doing a quick bathroom break or something like that. One last thing I forgot to mention is you do have another storage area here underneath this bench seating, and we just have some blankets in there. When I'm not since it's so cold here in Illinois, I don't run the propane all the time, but since I have toothpaste and some shampoo and stuff, I have a little space heater here, and I run that on the low setting, keep the rug away, of course, and it keeps it just from freezing in here solid.